Tonight on Survivor with Jay, Jack, and Colleen, we're going to recap Season 41, Episode 1, A New Era. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Survivor with Jay, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Jay.
My name is Colleen.
And I'm sorry, I screwed it up. I'm Mafia Pastor.
I knew you were going to do it. Mafia Pastor is awesome.
That's what I went with. Can you see me?
I don't know if you watched Mythic Quest, Jack, but there's this old character on it, or older gentleman on it, and one of the main jokes was that he kept like going in right up on the Zoom camera when they went into COVID lockdown. Anyway, excited to be here with you all because Survivor is back for episode 1 of season 41. But as Jeff said, drop the 4, keep the 1, carry over the 2, square root of 7 is
Jeff said a lot tonight.
Jeff,
this was 2 hours because he spoke for an hour.
Jeff said a lot, but you know what he didn't say? The word guys.
Yes.
Well, he asked permission, and they said yes, but then changed the mind a little bit later.
You could tell, because I wrote down, you could tell that they wanted to, that more people wanted to speak up, but it's like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that guy that speaks up and puts myself
I
in
think
a hot
it's
seat.
one of those things, just change it, like it kind of feels hokey, but that's Survivor. Survivor's kind of hokey, so,
Come on in, people. Right? Come on in, you.
Let's go, friends. That's what I say, because that's what they say at the daycare.
Okay, but if I'm not your friend, I don't want you calling me friend.
I've tried in the workplace. And just in general, I've tried to replace it with all. So hello, all.
I've tried. And now if people come to me and say, "Hey, look, stop saying guys," I will stop saying. But I've been saying it for almost 60 years, so it's like I'm trained to,
I'm 50 years old.
50 years old. I mean, I do the best I can.
Okay.
You guys are echoing like hardcore for me right now.
Yeah, I think it's just you, Colleen. I don't know if you need to like drop out and jump back in. I don't know.
Is it me? I can do that.
It's not me. It's you.
So feel free to just drop out and drop back in, maybe restart the computer. I don't know, but that should solve the echo issue if it is running wild for you, Colleen.
Does that sound better?
Huh?
It's not. I'm not getting any echo.
Yeah, no, Jack sounds great. I sound great, but I am picking up an echo on Colleen's audio.
Okay,
I'm not hearing echo from any.
I'll drop back out and I'll come back in.
Any.
Oh my God.
Really annoying, Jack. We've already lost all 3 subscribers to this show, but while we wait for Colleen to come back, now that it's just us guys, Jack.
I had again. I was like going, whatever people want to do, I don't care.
Well, this is there's definitely a different vibe with this episode. You could tell they're definitely taking some changes. JP's hearing the echo out here too. Is it an echo across the board, JP, or is it just Colleen? That'll be the important thing to know. If it's now fixed, so let us know, JP, if it's fixed.
Well, it should be fixed. I had the settings on to go through loop back, but because I'm not recording anything, I need to change everything back. So that was
loop back.
I had to, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Just Colleen, and I'm still humongous here. I'm just.
You're still humongous.
Humongous. There we go. Better. Is that better?
Humongous.
I'm
well,
big.
Because you're using your laptop, and I think it's just positioned different than Colleen and I that have a webcam. So it's a little bit different. But hopefully you all are seeing a higher image quality because I'm testing out StreamYard's HD cameras or HD settings. So it should have a higher.
You look spectacular.
Thank you.
Wow.
Can you change us though so we're like, all in better format, like this format? Thank you.
I don't, but I'm not the producer, so I should be. The producer should be.
Where do you want me to be? Are we down here?
No, you should switch.
Right here?
There you go.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Anyway,
it does look good. The way your camera looks there.
Thank you. Anyway, Colleen, Jack and I were talking about all the changes in this episode, and you referenced that apparently because there's a lot of these kind of like flashbacks to their real life and these close-up shots. And
Yeah,
that's
so
how Australian Survivor does it. Do you want to expand on that a little bit, Colleen?
So I've never watched Australian Survivor, but I was paying attention to Twitter, and they were mentioning how the editing of this episode was a little bit closer to how Australian Survivor does it. So if I'm wrong, then I just misread Twitter, which wouldn't be the first or the last time that will happen. But
I have no problem with it, but
I mean, I didn't mind it. Clearly, they needed to fill 2 hours, and they were like,
Yeah.
"What can we do to fill 2 hours? Have Probst talk more with his, his
Fourth wall,
COVID hair."
He broke the fourth wall like 17 times.
I actually liked that he broke the fourth wall.
Really? I
think
felt like
after,
I was watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
but I like that after 40, after 40 seasons and 20 years, like.
Mhm.
I'm okay with him acknowledging that people watch this show and like talking directly to us. Like I'm okay with that. Like
they're trying to give him a personality.
Look, if it's between that or Island of Extinction again, I'm gonna take the fourth wall break.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes, I would agree with that.
There's a lot of new elements to this season. Colleen, do you want to break down some of the new game features that were revealed in this episode? And it's going to be, I guess, throughout a lot of the season. First of which is the game that the kids can play at home. Do you want to kind of break down?
Yeah, so there's
play at home game is.
Yes. Yeah, there was like a Survivor at home game, and what they essentially did this episode was at the challenge, they like hovered over this like cipher that you had to do. And as a giant nerd that does geocache puzzles for fun, to solve ciphers, I was like, oh my God. And it's definitely very easy. It's like a level 1 for kids. Spoiler alert. What was the answer? The answer was it was Sunday. It was like day 1. Crap. It was very easy. Like there was a Sunday minus a sun, so it was like a day. A wand minus the D, so day 1. And then it was 2 lions. Alliance. It was day 1 alliance. That was the answer. So spoiler for anybody that was really looking forward to figuring this out.
Do you have a bruise on your arm?
I do have a bruise on my arm. I don't know how I got it.
Somebody also like a ghost grabbed you because it looks like you have like fingerprints and stuff like smudged around.
No, that's just because I put concealer, like
face
concealer, trying to hide it.
Okay,
and face concealer is way different than body concealer, apparently.
Can I just a couple comments in the chat? One, hello to the chat. I don't think we said hello.
Hello, chat.
Well, first it was just JP, so I was like,
Chris is here as well as Mandy, but JP says that the answer was be sure to drink your Ovaltine. So that is. I wonder how long it's going to take for the thing.
Don't shoot your eye out, kid.
For the game reveal to be some type of advertisement. What? So in the world of Survivor and advertisements, what is the first?
We can eat at Applebee's.
Right? Is it Applebee's or
was that last time?
I'm gonna be really disappointed if it's not Outback.
Yes, right. Outback should be the first one.
Like I hope it's just like out, and then like a picture of somebody's back.
is Outback still big? I mean, is it still?
We went to it recently.
We went to it like a month ago with the kids, and they were like, "We don't want to go," but we had to get them. We got them new shoes.
Nobody cares
like next to it.
But we did go to get Outback Steakhouse for the first time in generations, and it was just as mediocre as you remember it.
But the cheese fries were amazing, as always.
They were so
now
good.
we had it delivered, and we got the cheese fries. Don't ever do that.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we did the takeout cheese fries once, and
oh god,
yeah, they don't. It doesn't carry well in the car.
No.
JB, buy Boston Rob's book.
Yeah, there you go.
Lena is here. Hello.
Isn't she your favorite?
She is my favorite. Sorry, everybody else, but Elena's my favorite. Okay, so.
So anyway, yeah. So there were other twists. There was this
roll the dice kind of thing, or like the what do they call it again? It was like
the beware advantage. Oh no, the beware advantage was the hidden immunity.
I wrote it down. It was the shot in the dark.
Shot in the dark.
But you're too late.
But this is what I love about it is sure he's being more inclusive, dropping the guys and coming guys. but he's still sticking with the serious innuendo with "shot in the dark."
Thank you. I was just gonna say that, but I didn't. I used restraint to let you.
He's only going to change so much.
In the words of Michael Bluth, there's got to be a better way to say that.
Oh my God, so true, so true.
Mandy says in the chat, for the first time in years, I didn't have pizza and all the fixings for premiere night.
Fixins.
Use the vernacular correctly. I'm
She's in the South, right?
It is the South.
Actually, we usually do pizza too, and we didn't tonight.
No, we made stir fry.
We did a stir fry.
Okay, so we have Shot in the Dark, and You're Too Late. And then we've got the Play It Game Home, and then what was this other one you were talking about, Colleen?
You talked about the Beware advantage,
yes.
And it was like it was hard because I was very excited to be back on Survivor Twitter, and I admit that I did miss a few things that were probably important to the game.
They just said that comes with some risk. I didn't hear an explanation.
I don't think we've found one yet, so we don't know.
Someone was close, but they gave up.
That's right. Elena, my favorite Casanova, I did the premiere with us last season. So that's why it was so.
Which was two years ago. No, it was the October September 2019 one, because Dennis and Mary Ellen were here too.
Oh, that's right.
Did Jeff not have a hair cutter? His hair looked.
Oh my God. Okay, so Jeff clearly spent quarantine not getting a haircut and not getting his Botox because he.
Well, I don't want to comment on someone's appearance because people are more than just their appearance, Colleen. I just think it's a little shallow to only be concerned with the appearance.
Well, she was trying to hide a bruise. So.
But
I was trying to hide a bruise. Where is it? I got it.
The COVID mullet on Jeff Probst, I kind of dug it. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of a neat look. Something different.
His hair was definitely it was very humid there.
Yeah, he had
his shirt was pretty wet.
Yeah. It was that, or using a Tide pin. Oh no, that's not this
Tide pin.
But he had that kind of that Canadian hockey player mullet thing going on.
Yeah, he did, but he doesn't play hockey.
No.
Also, he's not Canadian, and he has no street cred for that mullet. But whatever.
Oh man. So okay. That's all the things.
I know we've got to talk about actual Survivor.
Yes. Colleen, why don't you take it away for our recap? Let's get into it.
All right. Do we want to recap or just want to do point by point?
Just major points.
What's ever easier for you.
We're already 13 minutes in.
So also, it's interesting that we're doing.
Though I did want to welcome our fourth host of tonight, and that is Jack's squeaky chair.
It is squeaky, isn't it?
It is like.
Is it him or is it me?
No, it's my chair.
Jack, every movement is a squeak.
I don't know if it's the chair or my body. It could easily be my body.
Go ahead, Colleen.
So I think that one of the biggest things that, is out there, because it's hard when you're talking about a premiere episode because you get these impressions of the castaways when they're doing their video, and then you get this totally different edit of them when they're actually in the premiere, right? But one of the biggest things I think that changed about the game this season was the fourth wall breaking. Like, we got a lot of the video backstory, which we talked about already, and a lot of shots of the crew. And I actually thought that was really awesome. Like, I really like seeing how the sausage is made. I'm the kind of person that wants to watch themselves get a shot. I had something removed from my leg 10 years ago, and I asked them if I could watch instead of having the thing over it. I'm really big on seeing things, and I thought that was really awesome. That said, okay, getting into it. I love almost every person playing this game right now, with the exceptions being still the same people that I was kind of meh on our Survivor, on our preview show, and that would be Sydney, Brad, and what's his name? Voice? Is that his last name?
My two favorite are Sarah and Abraham.
So I love Well, you like them as much as you like the Chargers. That curse still lives on.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Just
Keep
checking.
going. Echo's coming in still.
Oh, look at me. I've got.
It's almost like you're in the same
No, keep
house.
It's almost like we're in the same house. It's the gain on the back, probably, or a setting. Anyway, this is very interesting. So,
we have the gain turned all the way up.
Nope. That was all the way down.
You're watching the game?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I essentially just copied Shandy's settings on.
Well, that was your first mistake.
No, hers. She always sounds great. I always sound terrible. I copied hers last week and I sounded better. Anyway, there's certain people that I hope go all the way. Oh, hey, look at that! You made it go away. Thanks. You're the best. Isn't he the best? Everybody?
It's gonna take him forever to get back, though.
I know, right? He came all the way 20 feet this way. That said,
he'll probably stop me use the restroom.
He might. Jay. Oh, he'll see it. Sherry. Highlights look amazing. Your highlights look amazing, Jay.
Yeah, my gray hair. Yes, it is. The highlights of my gray hair do look really great.
I have a bunch of gray too, and I got my haircut yesterday, and I talked to we have the same hairdresser, me and Jay, and I talked to her about covering them up.
You are getting gray.
We've got a plan.
Hey, listen, it looks great on Ricard. So gray.
Ricard looks amazing.
So I'm down for it. But thank you, Sherry. Also, she really digs my video quality today. So thank you.
It does look pretty great.
It does look good. I got to give you that.
I'm not gonna lie. I got a new webcam.
Oh, the chicken. Right. I like that. Oh, so you were saying it was so it's a new webcam.
So going back to Survivor itself. Sorry, that was a very interesting tangent. Thank you for fixing me, though. Mandy said that I was right about what we saw preseason. She loves Evie more. And I would say that Evie and Jenny both, they came off as, average, whatever, take it or leave it in their preseason videos. But their actual, confessionals and scenes and edits on the show, definitely, there's a genie army out there, and they are rising, and they are going to be huge. I'm just saying,
a genie army,
huge.
How big? How big are they going to be?
To be determined. But anyway, we have some. I feel like for the first time in a while, there are only a handful, aka 3 or 4, that I am like, you can go home. Everybody else, I'm really enjoying watching.
Well, it's early though.
It is early, but usually they portray people as whiny early on.
Well, she went home.
And you know what? I didn't dislike Sarah.
I didn't dislike her, but I got the first set of tears.
Well, I want to talk about the I don't care about the crying so much. I think that she made such a big deal about it that I think it put a target on her that wasn't there.
No.
I really don't think
and I think that just shows her age. When you're younger, I suffer from anxiety too, and things seem like a big deal to me. But I've learned as I get older that things that seem like a big deal to me are not a big deal if you don't make them a big deal.
Exactly.
And I have to actively go through exercises sometimes when I'm super stressed in a public situation to be this is only a big deal to you. Don't be that person that they're like, oh, she freaked out over this and it was nothing.
And I think that's a lesson in any situation where people get self-conscious, realize that nobody cares about you as much as you care about you. And it's not usually that big of a deal.
But it's also especially young women.
It's not all about you.
But no. People, especially young women, tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves. Yeah. And they feel like they need to prove themselves. They feel like they need to be perfect. And they feel like they need to always get things right the first time, or else their worth is just totally destroyed. So I understand where Sarah was coming from. And I'm just saying, age and wisdom has taught me to, even if I feel like that, just, internalize it, because it's going to go away.
I think we said it in our premiere show that young people have struggled with this game because of that reason.
Yeah.
It's just they don't have the life experience. They I mean, I love JD, but his problem is he talks too much.
Exactly. I like JD too.
He's a great personality. He's smart. He's got some, but he's like he just talks to. He's going to drive people crazy, and they're going to vote him out.
I'm married to one of those, and it's a lot. But I think.
But it's a lot for you. But then I go out and I internalize it for everyone else. I just externalize it for you. But you get the Sarah side of me. Everybody else gets like the Ricard side of me.
Do they though? But I will say,
be determined.
Ricard's a snake though.
That's where if Ricard was maybe like a pre-season favorite, it quickly did like kind of fell a little bit back to me. Whereas like he's playing too obvious. Like I can see he's playing. So I thought going into this he was going to be my winner pick, and he is not. For the record, we'll find out at the end of this episode. But I think JD was like the clear person that would probably go home just because of the way that he was playing and everything. And I think just Sarah just made too big a deal about it, and that was that.
Well, I think they realize it's that first challenge was brutal. I mean that was a brutal challenge, and if you're not a strong tribe, even though it does come down to the puzzle, I mean, that was a rough.
Well, also, it's so interesting how both tribes for the like tribe challenge decided that they would rather have two people do physical labor in the hot sun for up to 4 hours rather than just like count some triangles.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I do want to ask this group, given the two things, like either doing the how many triangles challenge or the just go for the slog of just filling the water up. What would you go with? I'm going to ask Jack to answer this question first. Colin, you'll be next.
I agreed. What's the guy's name that looks like David from Schitt's Creek, the neurosurgeon?
Oh, the Colleen's here.
Voice. I thought he was going to be first out. I'm kind of bummed he wasn't.
But he's actually a pretty smart player, because he knew. He said, he goes, I don't want to be the guy that goes in. He goes, okay, yeah, I'll do it. But he didn't want to be, because he didn't want to be separated. I'm like going, I agreed with him.
I don't blame him. His name's David as well.
Oh, so
yeah, it's they labeled him as voice, but I think he
looks like the guy from Schitt's Creek.
He definitely does not. No,
the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, I go, he looks.
Okay, fine. So if he looks like the guy from Schitt's Creek, then I reserve the right to here on out refer to him as Ew, David.
Ew, David.
David.
Ew, David.
Anyway, no, I'm saying that in a good way, but because I think we gave him. I know I bashed him just the way he looked on the thing, and I kind of liked his game as it went on, but I would have done the triangle one, even though it is a tough challenge.
But it's everyone's involved.
Yeah, you wants to know what was the triangle thing? I missed the explanation of the options. So it was kind of like one of those Facebook challenges you see.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How many triangles do you see? And
you only get one guess.
You only get one guess. If you don't, that's it. You don't get anything. And or go with these little pans and fill up these 2 barrels of water.
Can I ask something though? The only thing that was useful in that whole thing was, well, I guess the machete, but what good is the pan? You have no food.
So Jack, did you say you would go with the triangle?
I'd go with the triangle. I wouldn't because it's coming up to challenges. That's a physical, and it's a short. Jeff already told you it's a shortened season, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want everyone as strong as possible. Why would you send 2 people out there to fill up 2 barrels of water?
It's a good question, but in the end, it didn't ding the Blue Tribe from winning.
No, it didn't. But I'm just saying, it just you got to think long term, because the more stress you put on somebody, the weaker they're going to be for challenges.
Also, question with the shortened season, like. Does COVID not spread in 26 days or less? Is that why we did that?
I think it's shortened because they allow the quarantine time, I believe is what I read. Elena asked, David and Evie were not as bad as their bios led us to fear. Agreed.
I don't know. David Bloomberg was all over Twitter being like, David Voice wasn't voted out first. And I was like, oh, God. I'm not going to listen to the podcast about why he wasn't voted out.
Colleen. Triangle challenge or a barrel of water? What are you going with?
Well, at 5'4", I don't think anybody's electing me for a
I'm just
barrel of water challenge. However,
that's pretty shortage. I mean,
however, I feel like the more fair thing that, puts the onus on the whole tribe is a triangle challenge. Also, why wouldn't a whole tribe want to do a entire tribe challenge on day 1 where you're not starving just yet?
I could see the yellow team not doing it because they probably couldn't find a
I mean, they couldn't find the path. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about that.
And that was their reasoning, right? They were just like, we failed at that. Like, how are we gonna do this challenge? And so that's where, for me, I would definitely do the water challenge because it's almost a guarantee you're gonna get it. But yes, it comes out.
Is it a guarantee though?
They both did it. They were searching for idols half the time, and they still finished it.
Okay, that's a good point.
I just wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be the guy that got picked.
Absolutely, it
I
is.
wouldn't want to be the person that got picked. I mean,
no doubt, it is a draw the short straw situation. But I'd rather take the guarantee than
because usually that hurts you anytime, especially early on when you get separated from the tribe.
Exactly.
It hurts you, and that's what David was saying. He goes, I
agree with Voice on this thing. Absolutely. Okay, Colleen, you did want to call out the opening challenge.
It was amazing. First of all, Jeff being like, I'm just going to address all of you people in the audience was actually kind of fun.
It was like this.
It was like,
and you,
it was like, and camera 5, here I am. Looking directly at you, coming at you live from this random island.
This is the first time I smiled in 2 years.
Next week, I'm going to have several cameras positioned so I can be like, and you at home too. Like, it's going to be really nice. Just wait. Survivor 31.
Exactly.
I did like when they were looking for the last.
I know.
Just you're like, no, dude, it's not up here. You just get away from me. Get away from me, dude. Trust me, it's not up here.
Right? Jeff broke all the walls. He was like,
and how about
the best part?
Anchor still down.
The best part wasn't even them missing the oar, because that happens, right? Like, that's something you could see happening every season. It was the what color was it? The other group the blue tribe that just did it. And I noticed, I was like, why are they rowing so slowly? And Jeff was like, you still have the anchor attached, dumbasses.
Well, they started out strong, but then obviously it's just a boat, and they couldn't figure out. I go, how can they not figure out that they're being anchored?
I thought so too. I was like, kayaking is not that hard.
I mean, you could see there's maybe a current, but the green teams was like, woof, 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 just race right by them, and they're like, going, we're just not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And what was the advantage of having one person jump in the water and get the paddles, the oars? What was the advantage to that? Wouldn't it be better
just to see?
Wouldn't it be better just to hold all the panels on the boat and then just jump off? And
I think it was just to see who would be like the team player and like to create tension within the team.
Okay.
Team, the tribe, brother. But yeah, that was. I can't believe we didn't talk about that. That was an amazing.
Yeah, it was. I go.
Hilarious.
I go. Come on, people.
It was neat because if they're kind of escalating or elevating everything this season, it was a nice kind of twist on the. All right, everybody, jump off the boat, carry what you can. There was like real stakes to it that I thought that made it more. And it worked because the stakes made mistakes for both two tribes.
Yeah. It is a new era though, so just saying.
Elena says, I still stand behind Colleen and her David Reed. He did remind us he was a neurosurgeon several times, much like somebody that has gone to Harvard. If they've gone to Harvard and do CrossFit, they will let you know as many times.
Those are two things that people are very impassioned about, and like you have your likes, I guess. I do Pure Barre. I enjoy it. It's great. The end. I feel very subpar whenever Jay's video is up top because I'm like, dang.
I look good, don't I?
You look so good. What are you doing after this show?
I'm busy. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, darn it. Anyway, all right. It was so the opening when he's talking to everybody, it was both like kind of sad when they're like people are talking about like family members who died, which again, kind of depressing, but also kind of real life, in a country where like 1 in 500 people have gotten COVID or whatever. It was adorable that Nasir was like, Jeff, you're my teacher and my dictionary. And it was like, can you say Botox?
Well,
But
I found out his first words were, "Come on in, guys."
yeah. Yeah, poor Nasir. He's got to unlearn that word now, apparently.
Because I learned how to speak English watching Survivor. Naked man walking on beach.
But I did like how Jeff had some tongue in cheek there. Is like, well, I'm sorry that I was your teacher. Mandy says, if I've learned anything from Grey's Anatomy, neurosurgeons think they are better than everyone else. I learned the same from Dr. Death. So
if I learned anything from watching Grey's Anatomy, it's a terrible show.
So can we? Okay. So David Voss, whatever his name, how you pronounce it. Can we just call him McNeuro?
McNeuro. Elena asks, where are you guys on the guys issue? I think we talked about it right at the beginning. You were a little bit late, but Elena, you're my favorite, so I'll allow it. I'm
sorry. I straightened my hair tonight, and I'm putting it to the side just so I could do my best, Elena.
Elena has great side hair. I'm just saying. Hashtag Elena, my favorite. No, but I think just make the change. Like, I think it felt a little hokey, like the asking them, because I even think like it's almost worse. Like when you ask a group of people, like that trepidation of like, I don't know.
Nothing says uncomfortable white people like somebody being like, can I say uncomfortable cis straight white person? And somebody being like, can I say guys?
Yeah,
well, I think
on one hand, do you want a cookie for being like, I acknowledge that this might be problematic, but on the other hand, I don't know, maybe just take care of it off screen. Like maybe ask your team of advisors.
I think they took so much heat. They took so much heat a few years ago with that guy was touching everybody and the whole thing, and they didn't get rid of him sooner. That now they have to say, oh, look what we're doing. Look what we're doing.
They also have that whole like Les Moonves problem.
Yeah, just make, if you want to make the change, like Jay's saying,
just make it.
Just say, hey, come on in.
Just do it. Like, why do you need a pat on the back? Like, yay, Jeff, you recognize that this word might potentially be something that isn't inclusive of everyone that's playing the game.
And even if you want to do it because that's the Hollywood way, right? Get credit for it. Then just mention it. Just say, hey, just like the game's evolving. I'm evolving as a person and I want to be more inclusive with my thing. So, this is one of my classic lines, but I want to it's going to change into.
I don't even think that. I feel like he could just say.
If you're going to do it, if you're going to just say it, but don't make it like I'm going to let you all vote. And then you all were kind of uncomfortable because it was awkward. I'm like, all right, they said it was cool, which he probably didn't expect. And so he had to kind of course correct and just change it anyway. At the count.
There was no need to have two segments.
Yeah, and that was the moment where Jeff realized that he was in a position of power, that nobody was going to stand back up to him and be like, actually.
That's the point. The point is like the people, like if you're in a position of power, they're not going to be honest with you. And
right. They're like, oh crap, I might lose the idol under my pillow someday if I say like I don't like God.
Ben said, Ben was like,
just compliment Jeff all the time. That's Ben. Jeff,
I just like you could do away with it. Like I said, nobody cares. Maybe half of this season. So, he's not saying that anymore. Okay,
right. CBS.
It's not like it's that big a deal. It's not like the tribe is.
And I would have more respect for that because that's just doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just think the guy's thing and just own it. Like I don't know. Like just. I
say it all the time. Like I said in the beginning, if someone says, "Hey, please don't say that to me," I won't say it. But it's. I think it's worse when people, "Hey, boss," to me all the time. I'm like, I'm not your boss. I get really uncomfortable with that saying.
I think that's a Southern thing because Zach at the toy shows weekend, Zach helped me a lot this weekend. And the guy who was next to me kept saying like, "Hey, whatever you want, boss," and just kind of kept saying it.
Yeah, and Jay's like, Zach's like,
obsessed with like who bosses are, and he's like, "So is that person really his boss?" And I was like, "No, it's just a."
I don't like it because I take it another way. So, anyway,
Chris agrees. Should have just done it without asking first challenge. Just say, "Come on in,"
Right.
or say, "Come on in, everyone," or "Come on in, all." Like, there's just so many ways you could have done it without it.
Hey, CBS could have gotten like a whole extra, I don't know, 45 seconds of ad dollars right there, skipping out on that conversation.
Well, more than that, they talked about it twice.
Jack's complaint about these 2-hour episodes being just chock full of commercials. Like, I felt it today. Like,
you know what? I felt it the second hour. The first hour didn't have that many commercials. It felt like the second hour they were like, let's throw in a whole bunch of filler and commercials.
And maybe because this is the only thing I watch on live TV anymore. It's just maybe I just feel it more. But oh my god,
because I watch a lot of YouTube now. I'm always like, all right, where's the skip ad one?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And we don't have a DVR, so we can't start late.
Yeah, I know, because you literally could watch the start of the show at 9.
Yeah,
but it's okay. I did laundry in between, so I was productive.
I was just like, come on.
Yeah, and to Elaine's point, I say guys all the time. It's a New Jersey thing. I don't say y'all. I think guys is kind of everywhere but the South, because I grew up.
I do say guys too, and I try to be better about it.
It's a problem with the English language. There's not a inclusive term that you can say everyone or like you.
That's
everyone.
why I say friends. Like, hey, friends.
I usually say you all, everybody.
And that's where I just shifted. I don't say y'all because
Happy Lost Day.
Southern. I just say you all or hello all. Like that's how But I still say guys sometimes. I think the key here is just like trying to be better, right? And it just depends. Jack, you only interact with 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds all day.
Exactly.
This is very true.
I think you're okay.
The youngest grandson in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he gets a commercial on his little iPad there,
mm-hmm.
he chucks it.
Oh, okay.
He throws it. I go, dude, it's like 5 seconds.
Well, he wouldn't have survived through Survivor tonight.
No, he would not. He would.
I don't know.
I might show it to him tomorrow just to see him throw the iPad all day long.
I don't think they were that bad. I feel like, again, the first hour was a lot of show, and the second hour they were more commercial.
The only thing I got out of the commercials was the one show, Ghost.
Though they show that a lot, and you know what?
That was the only one I paid attention to.
I was interested the first commercial, but by the third commercial, I was like, I don't know.
I said this would be probably a good Hallmark special, but this is not going to be a show that's going to be good day in and day out. I mean, I just don't see it. But first I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah,
I know it's been done before. First I was thinking Beetlejuice. But then I was like, oh, okay.
It did have a
Beetlejuice vibe.
Yeah,
sure.
But you know what? If they don't sing the Tally the Bananas song within it, then it's dead to me.
But other than that, the other 5,000 commercials, I couldn't tell you what they were about.
Okay, getting back to the game though, what did we all think about the 3-person challenge, where it was Xander, JD, and Danny, all people that I liked, going to this island that resembled the Island of Extinction Island from Survivor 40, but I know they went to a different place, so it wasn't the same.
Well,
and there was a lot of weeds.
We learned something about them. I mean,
yeah, he was bullied.
Yeah, he looks a lot different.
I to your point, Colleen, it was nice because all 3 people I really did think were interesting, compelling people to watch.
Yeah, I hoped they all came back with an advantage.
Exactly. But can we talk about just that type of challenge? And was it Danny got the short end of the stick on that one? And I felt bad because he made the more
ethical choice.
Yeah, and the younger kids were like, "Screw this, I'm going."
Yeah, right. Well, the 21-year-olds, as we know, they were like, "Whatever, I'm risking it all."
Well, to be fair, though, they were the vibe. They said, they think was it the blonde hair guy? Drawing blank on his name. He said, I think they're going to be an aggressive player, so they would go, risk it. Right. So. Yeah.
And.
Anyway.
And no, I think, it was fun. It was compelling. And it was really cool to see, when they saw in the tribal, I think Mandy said, I got distracted and I missed it. They did not find out until they went. Yes, that was when they found out,
So Danny doesn't know though. So
Correct.
Xander risked it. JD risked risked it, and they both got the extra vote. But we saw Danny said he was safe, so he's going to lose a vote.
Right.
Because they all had to be anonymous to win a vote, I think it was. But if anybody deviated, then the majority got the vote, and the person in the minority got the loss of vote. So because Danny didn't go to tribal this episode, he didn't find out that he loses his vote.
The one thing
I think that's it. I'm sorry, don't at me if I got it wrong.
What I found strange though is the two, was it Danny and the blonde hair guy? They did a great job of telling the story. JD, who's a great speaker, great talk. He was like
Xander and Danny. They were like
Danny were like
about it,
and JD's making it sound like, okay, you sound like you're lying.
Yeah, that's why
he did such
and he was telling the truth. Whereas he's like, my hair's what, I'm like,
and that's the problem with playing at 21 years old, is you don't know how to lie yet.
But he wasn't lying.
I know.
But I think he was so conscious of not trying to sound like he was lying that he sounded like he was lying.
Yeah, it was brutal. I mean, I would have been like, okay, he's lying. He has an advantage.
Right. And that's what they thought, that nobody trusted him after that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh boy, this is not going well.
But if that's the first time you had seen him, where he didn't have a confessional or something, where he's not speaking, okay, he's probably just nervous,
Yeah.
But every time else, he talked more than anyone. And like I said, he was never shutting up.
Yep.
And I just thought it was strange. I go, dude.
Yeah, no, it was.
I think that part of it had to be like editing, right? Like maybe he had conversations with people otherwise, because he didn't get voted out. But yeah.
Well, I think he's a strong player.
JD.
I don't think JD's a strong player.
I think that he's enthusiastic. I think that he's
player.
I guess
physically, yes.
In terms
That's
of
what I was saying.
They're in the camp, starting fires, all that stuff. Like, definitely came prepared. But again, I think that lack of awareness to how his communication is being perceived and he had no clue until Brad was just like, they're going to vote you out. Like, he had no clue where he stood. And that, to me, like, the no situational awareness aspect of it is going to be his tragic flaw.
And even he said to Sarah, young people don't play this game very well. He said something like that.
Yeah. And
Brad, because Brad was also
JD said it to Sarah.
JD. But it's so funny with JD is he's younger than Sarah.
Yeah.
But Brad, aka Root Watch, as we called him last week.
I did want to bring up Manny's question here. JD will be a strong player when he comes back at the age of 30 plus. Is this a thing where kind of throw the fish back in the pond, needs to grow up a little bit, get a little bit more seasoning? Do you see that in the future for JD if it is a short run here on his first time on Survivor?
I hope so. I liked him.
It depends on how far he goes.
Yeah.
If he goes out next week, it'll be like, okay, he'll be forgotten.
Okay.
I mean, other than Francesca, who remembers people that go home early?
Well, we actually referenced this on the broadcast the other day, is Angie, who loved chocolate chip cookies, who was like one of the first people out on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember her.
Malcolm's first season. She was the one that kept talking about chocolate chip cookies.
The one that you like, Colleen, that was voted off first and stayed on Redemption Island the whole time.
Oh yeah. Older woman.
Was it Reem?
Reem
was the best.
Right?
Everybody remembers Reem except for me just now, and I couldn't remember who you're talking about.
Reem is I believe was
again, but she stayed on the show. I'm saying,
yeah, that's true.
You're right. You're right.
Because how many times they do the reunion show, you go, I forgot about those people in the back.
Yeah. Yep.
So if he goes out early, he's got to go far in the game for him to have another chance to come back.
She had the advantage of still being on the show every single week.
Yeah, she had the advantage of being like, the mistress of Extinction.
And plus she was
Extinction.
Plus she was interesting.
Absolutely.
She was like, dude, you suck. Dude, what are you doing?
Elena asks, true, age equals self-awareness equals better survivor player. I think there's the sweet spot, right? I think there's this old enough to have a sense of, or better self-awareness, but not too old to where you get
Physically,
really
you can't.
backed up because you ate too much at a reward challenge.
Well, no, just like physically at some point, like all of us, even those of us who, exercise regularly and are in good shape, like we just get to a point, right, where physically you just can't do it.
I can contest that eventually your body says, okay, you play life too hard.
Yeah, it's like there's no more greater example of that than if you go on IGN's YouTube channel and you watch today's video celebrating 17 years of Lost and how it changed the way fan communities and equity TV. And Jack and I did an interview on it. It was a lot of fun.
I forgot all about it.
So did I. And somebody sent me the thing on my Geek Dad Life thing saying, hey, you're on this. And he was like, oh, wait, you're being in it. Like, they had no clue that I did the Lost podcast, by the way. And I was like,
oh, now your cover's been broken.
Right. But there were so many clips of us, Jack, from when we were young.
I know.
Oh my God, we're babies. And even you're in your 40s when we started or whatever. Like
42, maybe.
But
remember, I was applying for Survivor then.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And people go, "Are you going to apply for Survivor?" I go, "There's no way. I couldn't physically do the challenges."
Wait, you were 42 17 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jay, we are 5 years.
I know.
But
I'm done. I have to go fulfill a life dream. I don't know what to do with this.
But again, my body didn't quit till I was like 55. Right, 55, and then just said, "Okay, you're done."
My body's never gonna quit.
Your body,
I said the same thing. I was gonna play hockey in my 60s, in my 70s, in my 80s. I was done at 55.
Yeah, I kept telling Jack, I was like, "You try too hard. You gotta dial it back. You gotta live life like me, and not do anything."
Jake could play sports until he's 150.
You mean he can sit on the bench of a sports team until he's 150?
Exactly.
I'm playing the long game here with sports. It's like I'm not going to try until I'm 50. Then all my parts are still pretty much new and unused. So
because we had people in our
I don't know if I would present it like that. An interesting way to describe yourself.
I'm just saying I got fresh knees because I haven't done sports. I got a fresh back because I haven't done sports. I've got a fresh brain because I haven't done sports. So this is great for me.
I got nothing.
All right. Well,
no concussions. No, was it CT? I'm good. I'm golden.
Yeah, the knees and the back I don't have anymore. The brain I don't have because of Twitter, not because of sports.
Sure, blame Twitter for everything. Classic millennial. Anyways,
does Facebook own Twitter? Can I blame it on Facebook?
Thank you. This is why Elena is my favorite because she understands.
Yeah, we need to talk about Survivor. Okay, so speaking of middle age,
let's start with challenge and the actual votes because we have 10 minutes left. Go.
Okay, speaking of middle age, why did Tiffany not go home?
I really don't know why they kept Tiffany around. I feel bad for
what was wrong with Abraham? He seemed pretty cool to me.
I don't think they trusted him. They said as much in the thing that he says a lot, but he doesn't say anything. They think he was playing the game too hard. I think.
What did he do that was playing the game too hard?
I'm just going by what they said. When someone said he says things without saying anything.
But this is where I have a problem with the casting where, people, and we've seen it now where the people of color get voted out early in general. And no matter I'm just going to call it out. And that seems like there's nothing that I really saw that he did other than he looked different than most of the other people.
But he also, he was the one he didn't ask about remember they didn't decide as a tribe to do the water challenge. He said they're going to do the water challenge. I'm just throwing it out there.
He did. But like other people,
I don't
get
know.
it.
That's a very.
I wouldn't have voted. Tiffany would have been my choice, especially if I didn't know her backstory and what she
The
went
only
through.
thing I can think of is they didn't want to vote all the women out because what was that? That tribe was tied 3-3, and maybe there's a women alliance going on under the surface.
What's her
Didn't
name?
have any connections to anybody.
What's the girl that's going to Harvard? What's her name?
Shan.
No. Anyway, she maybe I see what they're gonna do. If they vote Tiffany out, then I would be next.
Oh, are you talking about Evie?
Evie, yeah. She says
Evie. I liked Evie a lot.
Yeah, I liked Evie a lot. And she goes, I would be next on the list. If they vote Tiffany out, I would be considered
like a reverse shield, I guess.
Yeah, well, she's just saying, she goes, it gets down to, because it's hard because there's only 6. So I think Abraham was, unfortunately, they just voted. I think the women stuck together.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is. I felt bad, and I was worried that JD was going to come. I was like, great, the 2 people of color are going to be the first 2 people voted off.
Yeah.
But I guess my point is the casting. It needs to be more diverse, I think, to avoid that type of thing, because it is like 4 white people and 2 people of color per tribe,
and it is actually more diverse than usual.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the more diverse, and it's still not super. I don't know. That was my thing with that, and that's all I'll say.
But so with the other tribe going over to Ua. Yeah, I know, right? Reminds me of that stupid movie that I hate, that movie.
You don't like the Scent of a Woman? That's a
really?
We've literally talked about this, multiple times that I don't like that movie, and
why? Movie.
It's a great movie. Anyway, go ahead.
Al Pacino, Oscar-winning performance.
Why do we hate Al Pacino? I don't understand.
Dude, there's this awesome.
Why do we hate Italians?
You are 98.7% Southern Italian, according to 23andMe. And how can you go against Al Pacino? He's like he's a paisan. What are you doing?
I can like Al Pacino, but just not like that stupid movie.
Wow. I'm offended.
I'm a lead.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just whatever. Anyway, so maybe I'll get okay. Schmoopsies, JJ. We can give it another shot, maybe.
I already love the film. I don't need to give it another shot.
Jay, you and I will watch it.
Exactly. If you like it, no, you have to watch Herbie the Love Bug with Alex still.
I know.
You've been betrothed to that one.
That's fine. I'll watch it.
Okay, maybe if you continue to have that spectacular lighting, I will reconsider watching that movie again and potentially changing my mind. Anyway, yeah, so Sarah, I don't know, like maybe there were other things going on, but I felt terrible because first, like her first confessional was like my grandma died of COVID and we watched Survivor together, and I was like, oh my god, it's awful. And then it was like, by the end, she's going home, and I was like, oh, this is actually super awful.
I thought they both handled it pretty well.
They did. Abraham handled it like particularly well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Sarah.
I would have been pissed.
I would have been pissed too. And I'm surprised that Sarah, who was like crying about, everything getting voted off, was okay. But, who knows what happens when the cameras don't roll, which is a sign of maturity, as we were talking about earlier.
As we were shocking about? What are you?
I said talking about.
Working out right now?
I said talking about.
You said shocking.
Yeah, I said shocking.
I don't think I did. Anyway,
two people witness it. That's all you need in the court of law.
What about Brad, who was like in front of Sarah? He was like, she's going home.
How did Brad survive this thing? Because holy moly, I was worried he's going to be a tool. No, he's just a dum-dum.
Well, what's funny is my internet went out at that point.
Oh, it did?
So he was just about ready to give his. It was when the 4 of them were there. I don't know. The internet goes out. So when they're talking at the thing, I said, he did what? When did I go? Oh, that must have been when my internet went out and I had to reboot, get the thing going back up again.
He just basically like Russell Hamster. He was like, "You're going home because you suck."
Shan and Sarah, and they were in the conversation of 4 people. He dropped 2 is going home in the conversation.
Like, hey, did he not know their names? Like,
Yes,
who they
that was my
were?
guess. I don't think he knew who was what.
Now, what was the reaction from them?
They played it cool, but I was like, so me, I'm Shan, Brad. Hello. Nice to meet you. We've been on an island together, stuck together for 3 days. I could not believe that.
Well, to be fair to Brad, he was doing a lot of work around camp, so he wasn't maybe getting.
Was he trying to re-dye his hair? Root watch.
He raises beef for a living. Beef is what's for dinner.
I got a beef.
I gotta take that hill.
Gonna get the beef in there and fix the tractor.
We gotta do some shocking.
Got to check tune.
Yeah, we gotta shock the people.
And sorry, Sarah. And I don't know.
I'm from Wyoming.
Colleen, I don't know. We've lost track of this. We've lost the narrative.
So I didn't see that. So now it makes more sense. I didn't realize he said it right in front of him.
So yeah, I don't understand how people didn't like coalesce behind like getting him out after that.
I thought he were. I thought he was done.
I thought he was done too. I was like, yes, I predicted he was going to be the first person out.
They wanted to keep the tribe strong and keep the hard worker there for a while, I guess. I don't know.
I think Sarah just overplayed it, and I think that was Sarah's one, right? I think she got herself booted because they all voted for her, save for Jeannie that went for Ricard, and who went for Brad? Was it Brad? Brad may have voted for himself. I'm pretty sure.
No, Sarah voted for Brad.
I forgot my name was.
So we put our name down on the thing, right, to make sure we don't get voted. I'm being really mean. I'm sorry, Brad.
I thought Sarah did a good job of calling out JD. Because usually when you come back, it's either you have a bowl of rice or a thing of rice or an idol.
Mm-hmm.
And JD's like, I thought she did a good job there, but it was other than that, she was done.
Yeah, I feel bad for her because I think she would. Again, I think maybe more.
If she, I think
a little bit older, a little bit wiser. I think there's a good player there for sure.
Well, and she knew they were messing a puzzle piece because they were just on a roll.
Yeah,
and it came to a screeching halt.
Right away, we're missing a piece.
They're missing the key piece.
Right, and kudos to the editors who kind of made us think the whole time that JD, what was his name, was going home, and then all of a sudden.
Well, he goes to Brad and goes, "Are we good?" I thought we were good. Oh, yeah, we're good.
And honestly, when they were whispering around about how it was a live tribal, I was like, "Ooh, maybe this is going to be something very exciting, like Brad going home." And also when he wasn't included at all, like everybody was like just going around him and Jeannie, and I was like, "Oh, they're clearly like in the minority. That's probably going to be a thing next week." But
that's where you needed Sandra and Boston Rob in those spy checks.
Oh yes, I needed Sandra and Boston Rob.
I don't need a spy sec. I just need them to like do play-by-play like an NBA game and just have them like on the sidelines.
We had that.
That's
or they could do what they Monday Night Football with the two Manning brothers do.
Yeah,
they watch Monday Night Football and comment on the thing. You know, Eli's like, oh. Anyway,
he's friends with Brad.
Mandy, the Ricard vote was Jeannie.
But a lot of us.
I thought Ricard voted for Sarah.
No. Who voted for Ricard? Jeannie voted for Ricard.
Oh, okay.
But I think a lot of us have kind of soured on Ricard. Maybe we can do some redemption.
No, I haven't soured on Ricard.
Well, most of us have, Colleen. I'm sorry you're not up to the speed with the rest of us. But I don't think Ricard will take like that and be paranoid about it next week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Also, what do you think about Mandy's question here? I really wish the new era of Survivor would have eliminated whispering and tribal.
There's no way to do that.
I mean, you just say no whispering, but I kind of like it. I like the chaos personally.
I mean,
it's fun once in a while, but when it's every week, it's like
every week is annoying. But
that's fair.
Every week is annoying, but there have been some fun tribal councils thanks to the whispering. Yeah.
It
You know,
is.
if you have
Except if you're like JT and you're whispering so loudly that everybody knows what you're talking about.
if you have a strong alliance, you would do it just to freak out the other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
All right.
Anyway.
It is at the end. And
Yes, it is at the end. I am
any
sad.
feedback, Colleen, before we get into the tally the votes.
What were you saying?
Any feedback before we tally the votes?
No, we got a bit of feedback from March, but I'm pretty sure it's out of date.
It's a little bit out of date at this point, but that's okay.
March of what year?
2021.
We are at time, and we still need.
Did you guys stop podcasting?
Yeah, right.
Is this thing on? All right, so let's look and see how we did with our preseason picks. We had 2 going home today. First being Abraham. I guess it was Eric Abraham.
I just called him Abraham. Yeah.
We all said.
Wow, they did a lot of last names this season because they did. Yeah.
So we all said merge.
We all said merge.
No. Well, he should have made the merge.
He should have. We all lost real bad.
I think it's lame. All right, so no points there. And remember, the new thing this season: pre-merge is 1 point, merge 3 points, final 3, 5 points. We can only get 1 point here on this round. And then who was the last person? Was Sarah?
Sarah.
Poor Sarah. Sarah Wilson. Both Colleen and I said pre-merge. Jack, you said merge.
What was I thinking?
You weren't thinking.
So sorry.
I hate that movie.
I mean, you can't say that. Only Jack and I can say that.
All right.
All right.
So I'm off to a great start. I might as well quit. I might as well quit.
We'll finish with winner picks, but who's going home next week? I will go first. I would go JD, but maybe he saved himself. And I'm with Mandy here. I think Ricard's going to be really paranoid.
Oh, you all shut your mouth.
Jack, you're up. Who do you think's going home next week?
I'll go the preacher.
Shan?
Yeah.
Shoot. I was going to say her too, just as a wild pick. Darn you.
You can pick her because, again, you would both get 1 point each if you were right.
Yeah, but if I'm right and I pick something different than the rest of you, then I pull ahead.
It's you could be like the Padres and get off to a great start, and then it's how you finish the game, not how you end it.
Right. I could just choke my way through. I could hit a couple batters, score.
That didn't even make sense what you said. It's how you finish the game, not how you end it, is what I said. See, when you get older.
Well, I'll edit it, Jack. So, that was your first take.
Okay, thanks.
I'm not going to do that, but thank you.
I think Rashadi's in for the long run. So Mandy says the only time that she sides with you over me.
New lighting for the win.
I was calling him Picard the whole time.
It's Ricard, not Richard. Ricard.
No, I was calling Captain Picard.
Anyways, Colleen, make a pick, for God's sake.
I'm going to go with David Voss voice, only because I want to be different and I don't like him.
Dang.
Wow.
Is it VOS?
CE.
16.7%, Jeff, not 17%. 16.7.
All right. Winner
My
pick.
winner's pick, though, if I may go.
I will go first. My winner's pick is Shane. I love Shane. Dang it.
Shane? I love her, too. She's so great.
I really, to me, she is what I thought Ricard was going to be. Really subtle. She was in conversations with everybody. She had relationships with everybody. And that's the type of player that can go a really long time.
And she can hum a song.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about that. Them making an actual score of her confessional humming was spectacular. A wonderful use of money.
So I can go to heaven as long as I hum.
Right. That means, but I'm saying Shan for the win. Jack, who do you think is going to win? Who's your winner pick? Remember, this pick is the only one that can net you 15 points if they.
I'm going with David from Schitt's Creek.
McNuro? You think McNuro is going to win?
No, David. voice, right?
Yeah,
No,
McNeuro.
McNeuro, the surgeon.
Oh, McNair. Sorry, I forgot that was your nickname from.
Like I said, I bashed him last week, but he won me over this week.
No, you need to call him McNeuro in your
McNeuro?
thing.
I don't have to because I don't like Grey's Anatomy.
No, I don't. Yeah, we're not. Names. We're going with real names. All right, Colleen.
I'm singing with Ricard.
He's going to be discovered as a snake.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you. Ricky Tikki
Jack,
Tavi is going to take care of him.
Ricky Tikki Tavi. Who's Ricky Tikki Tavi?
You never saw Ricky Tikki Tavi?
No, I know Ricky Tikki Tavi. Oh, you think? Oh,
He's
you're saying a mongoose is okay. I got you.
Thank you. Jeez, I have to
It took a second for me to get there. I apologize.
It's not that fucking difficult. I'm sorry. Oh, it's not that difficult.
Anyway,
Oh, first F-bomb dropped by Jack and not me.
it was muddled. Believe it.
I apologize.
All right, so there you go. There are our winner picks. I am picking Shan, Jack, David, Colleen, Ricard. Who's going?
I have no regrets.
Ricard's going home. Jack thinks Shan and Colleen. This is amazing. Our winner picks. All three of us.
Oh my God!
Our winner picks is going home next week.
Wow.
I don't know if that's ever happened before on this show.
Dude,
think of it as 41 as one.
So we're either horribly right or horribly wrong.
This is spectacular. We need to screen cap this and put that on Twitter.
Sure you can, I guess.
Oh, I don't have access to this.
Anyways, thanks, Mandy. It's just me and Mandy are vibing today. I feel it.
Is she now your favorite?
Oh, come on. Oh, Elena's being threatened right now.
I haven't seen Elena. Where is she? Where are you?
She was chit-chatting before. Mandy has the distinct advantage of being in a time zone that is an hour earlier.
I guess so, but still, Elena and I had something special. But Mandy, I think she's my new favorite.
There you go.
Anyways, thank you all for listening. We super appreciate it.
Yes, and we want to especially thank our patrons, which make this show possible. We want to especially thank.
Eckhart Rickner, Tack from Tokyo, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed the Creepy Mailman. Thank you guys so much.
Isn't Tack in France now?
But Tack from Tokyo has a better alliteration.
I know, but it's been I think it's been like 3 years.
Sure, it's Tack in France, but from Tokyo.
Okay.
Anyway, join us live right here on the Jay and Jack YouTube page, or if you listen to it normal podcast styles, the same feed it's always been. And if you do listen to it on that feed, give us a review on iTunes. A 5-star review really helps out the show. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button and click on that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when the latest Survivor with Jay, Jack, and Colleen is gonna happen. But for the record, it's about 15 minutes after every single episode. Today it was 10:15. Next week, please let it be 9:15. And it has been fun talking Survivor with Jay, Jack, and Colleen. To the chat, Mandy, Elena, JP, Chris, Sherry. Hold on, Jack. Here we go. It's always a great time.
Right, guys.
Hasta luego.